podcast where art and wellness collide. Well, hi and welcome back to the Healthy Metal Hippie. Today, I am so excited to be here with my friend Neli. She has her own company called Neli Music Limited. If you're not following her, you absolutely need to be. She is an incredible guitarist and music teacher. And I mean, there's so many aspects of it that you do. And I'm like, God, you're so cool. And you play, with different artists, you play your own music, and you are like the whole friggin' package. So thank you so much for being here today, Neli.
I mean, that coming from you, a woman that also does 1,000 things and of many talents, that's a high tier compliment. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
It's so true, though. I absolutely mean every single word of it. And yeah. So do you want to tell us today, how did you get started with guitar?
So I got started on guitar with my dad. So when we were kids, I got my sister who's 2 years older. And when we were kids, he'd always play some Beatles songs and we'd like sing along, of course, not really knowing English when we were kids. And just come along, I guess, or whatever, play little percussion, toy drums, that sort of stuff. And there's just always been music around. My dad's a big music fan and my mom loves music and my grandparents love classical stuff as well and folklore music and all sorts of stuff. And just having my dad's guitar be there, just in the house and me just looking at it, I'm like, I want to learn how to play it. Please teach me. So thankfully my dad agreed and he started teaching me on his guitar. But my dad is a GP, so he's a busy man. And I was an eager kid to learn. So I'd bother him every evening and be like, show me more, come on. He's tired, but so at one point he got me a tutor, which was fantastic. And little by little, I went through various tutors and the such. And I guess I'm starting to describe my whole guitar journey instead of just the start.
No, that's amazing, though. And then what, did you play in bands or anything? Like, what kind of stuff were you playing when you started? I mean, other than the Beatles, which are the fucking best. So
Actually, I'm not sure that my dad did teach me some Beatles because he himself was told there are these, let's call them community centers here in Bulgaria that would hold classes for kids and the such. So he was learning there and they would learn under a structured way from books written by known musicians. So he had learned in a structured way. So he wanted to teach me through books like that. So I was learning that sort of stuff. So more classical guitar, even though I liked also rock and more contemporary music. But he was taught back in the day that to start playing, you've got to start with classical. So that's how I started as well. But yeah, of course, it's a myth, but none of us knew better at the time.
it actually makes me kind of giggle a bit because, okay, I wanted to learn to play the drums and I never did, by the way. but my mom was
Never
like, you
today.
need to learn. I know, but I'll probably go back to the bass now, I think. I really, yeah. But my mom was like, you have to learn to play piano first. Before anything, you have to learn to play piano. And so like I did a bit, like for a couple of years, and it was same sort of idea with like the kind of classical books. And you need theory and technique, but it was awful. It was awful. And then I just kind of stopped. And then I did end up playing bass through bits of high school and I went to lessons and things like that. But then I kind of just stopped. So I need to like go back and do all that stuff.
Sure. I mean, especially for the drums, yeah, sure, theory and such, but you just need to get in the room and bash on some things as well, yeah.
Yes. You know what? I did also like African drumming. I did that and actually I was pretty friggin' decent. So, but I don't have my drum anymore. But it's funny though. So we met through the Nita Stress Body Shred Challenge, which is very cool. And when we met, you were still living in London, right?
Yes. I was still living in London when we met. We never met physically there because I think I was just about to move to Bulgaria as well when we met online. and it was just a tricky time. But yeah, and I think you were just moving to London, right?
Wait, when did you leave?
I left the summer of 2019.
Okay, yeah. So I had just moved within, yeah, a couple months. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that.
so it was just a
And so
very brief period of time.
brief window, we were like, but then we've been friends ever since, either way.
Yeah.
So what brought you to London originally?
Oh, so what brought me was actually exactly my guitar journey. So I'm actually gonna go back then because my first guitar tutor, he was in the Bulgarian jazz radio's big band. So he was a jazz man. He
Oh,
introduced me to jazz and all that sort of stuff. And then I went to another tutor for electric guitar to do more rock stuff. And I just wanted to do music. I figured out while I was in high school, I want to do this for a living. I want this to be my job. People do their jobs most of the time is spent working. I want to do something that I love. And people try to persuade me otherwise to apply for architecture because you apply with maps and drawing, and it's like it's not my thing. I don't want to draw buildings. I want to play guitar. So
yeah,
anyway, when they saw I was serious about that, I started taking solfeggio lessons because the National Music Academy, you need solfeggio and other skills apart from guitar to enter. And I didn't go to music high school. So I had a
right.
lot of learning and catching up to do in order to take the exams. But I hear the degree that you can take is pop and jazz. And I was like, it's not really my genre. I want contemporary music. I love rock and metal. So I want to be able to study that. I don't want to just have pop and jazz.
Yeah,
That's I'll do it. So I ended up looking abroad for universities in English. I got accepted to Berkeley, but it was too pricey compared to London, which is where I also got accepted at the Institute of Contemporary Music Performance. So that's where I ended up going. And that's why I went to London in 2012 in the first place. Then I graduated in 2016. And I just ended up staying for a few years to work there as self-employed guitar tutor. I tried out a few things while I was still at uni as well in the music industry. There was a student-run record label and some session work and some playing at events and that sort of stuff. And then also artist management was interesting. But yeah, because I'm quite organized, but I figured actually I like organizing myself, not other people. Then I ended up trying out teaching as well. And it was the perfect fit for me because even though rock and metal are my main things that I gravitate towards, rock, prog, metal, alternative, that sort of music, I also do love classical. I do love jazz. I do love film music. I love random things depending on my mood. And through teaching, because I personalize my lessons, I get to do all the genres. And now I'm getting sidetracked again.
no, roll with it, flow with it.
Ah,
It's the
yeah, I told you
passion coming
I'm
out.
a yapper. I'm a yapper.
No, it's the passion coming out. That's what I want. And so, okay, so you play all these different genres with your students now.
Yeah, I get to do that with my students, and because they all like different sort of music, I also get to learn about new artists, which I also love listening to new music as well. It's lots of fun to also prepare different study materials to track everybody's journey, see how they're doing, get them to their goals little by little. Hopefully they don't need me at some point and then they can do it all on their own and all that. So yeah, it's bringing me a lot of joy. Whereas a lot of the other things, for example, playing at events, it just gets boring for me because it's the same repertoire again and again. Like
Yeah, that's
a lot of people
fair.
enjoy that, and that's absolutely fair. It's just clearly not for me. I prefer the variety of teaching, I guess.
Yeah, but that's so cool though. And you're right. It's so much different exposure because I'm assuming not all of them want to go in and learn the same Metallica riff, for example. You know,
No, in fact, right now I think I've just got the one student that wants to learn any Metallica. And a lot of them want to learn some older stuff, a lot of them newer stuff. Some want pop, some want rock, some want metal, some want jazzy stuff, and some want very underground stuff that I've never heard of. And especially when there's no chords online and all that, that's really something that tickles my fancy because I get to prepare the study material for them and then they get to actually learn the stuff that they like to listen to and all that.
I feel like that probably sets you apart as like an extra amazing teacher as well. Because, like I say, with my piano journey, I wasn't allowed to learn anything I wanted to learn. And I think that's how you keep some of that spark and that passion alive for it, right? By giving them opportunity. Yeah, let's learn what you want.
Yeah, that's the way that works for me, and I've got to have the right students to work for me. It is reflected in my price as well because I do prepare additional study materials, so it's extra time and effort that I put into this. But I love it. I love it so much, and people are progressing so fast when they practice. Of
When
course.
that's the secret
Yeah.
practice.
And if they don't practice, then they're not really into it, and at some point we will part ways. But it happens. Sometimes you've got to try things out to see if it's the right fit for you, especially when it's a hobby. And that's absolutely fine.
No,
Yeah.
I think so too. I really do. Is it exciting for you? Like, because I would guess that playing all these different styles, you get to advance your own style and your own techniques and things like that by trying all these different little things.
In some cases, I get to advance things. Yes, I feel like some students are more advanced. So I do get to practice new to me things that are maybe not so beginner things or intermediate. So I do get some challenges, which is lots of fun always. But most of the time I get creative challenges because I rearrange songs to suit my students' levels. So it tickles my creativity to arrange it. Okay, so you can, because they a lot of the time they just want to play along to their favorite songs. And then I get to include things that they already know, but also I'm gonna push it a little bit. So you learn new stuff and I'm gonna add a layer of difficulty for you and we're gonna do this and you're gonna become better and you're gonna be able to play along to your favorite song. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun for me to do what I do. And because I work for myself, I've created myself the job that I want. And therefore attract the clients that I want because I've been doing this for now, well, over 9 years. So if somebody's not the right fit, then we're not going to continue having lessons because, maybe you do need the structure of something that's just by the book. Maybe you want something that's straight up and very formal. And maybe you don't want the personalization. Maybe you want to learn by yourself as well, which is fantastic. I get to work with amazing students and I love my job.
That makes me so happy. Just seeing people so happy about the work they do, it's like, it makes me excited because, I mean, I think the world needs more of that, to be honest. And
yeah, a little more passion and presence in what you do.
And whether that's as a guitar teacher or a full on rock star or it's an accountant, you need to have the people that are passionate about it in those places, right?
Yeah, people that care.
Yeah. Maybe that's the secret to everything is just give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, I feel like everything that you do that you don't care about, it just drains you, right? So you become grayer and the world becomes a bit grayer for it because you can't flourish and be your true self and be yourself. Don't get me wrong, there's obviously boring parts of my job, like exactly the accounting, tracking who's paid, who's not paid, scheduling, all that sort of. Yeah, there's boring parts, but the majority of
the
it,
whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. The majority of it is I live for it. I love it.
And you have your own space now too, right?
Yes.
In Bulgaria that you teach out of.
Yeah. My teaching studio. I've had it now it was in works. It had some renovations done for basically a full year. So since the start of the year, I've been able to come back here and teach and have this space. And I am so grateful to have that.
You also do a lot with your community too, right? To get instruments to kids and things like that, right?
I do my best. It's not as much as I would like it to be, but I don't have the resources to do everything that I want to do.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But I am very happy. So there's the Music for Everyone project that I did with the help of a journalist who was working alongside me to apply for funding to get guitars for kids that are in homes, kids in need, and to bring music to everyone. That's why the project is called Music for Everyone. I was teaching there every week at the start of the project. Now I can only do once a month. But still, I do what I can. And the kids are having fun with music, which is all I can ask for, really, because they wouldn't get the opportunity to do that otherwise. It's kind of tricky because I actually had this idea while I lived in London. I briefly taught at
Mm-hmm.
a school, and it's really cool that in schools in the UK, you can have access to instruments. And even if you're not
Yes.
taking any instrument lessons, you can go in your break and try out an instrument or whatever. You have some access to instruments, but here in Bulgaria, it's not like that. Schools don't really have instrument lessons as part of the general curriculum as an option at schools in general. It's more like you've got to go to separate community centers or private lessons and all that sort of stuff. So it's a little bit less accessible. Like I said, for example, when I started, my dad started teaching me, but then he got me a tutor. Some of my classmates, they were also learning. Luckily, nowadays there's the internet, and back then it was also starting to be a thing, the internet. So you could learn by yourself little by little, but still you needed to have access to an instrument. How do you do that when you're in a home where the budget is it's for kids in need, and the budget gets spent for clothes, essentials, and other necessities? Yeah, I wanted to be able to bring that to people who can't afford it, because I feel very blessed to have been in a situation where my parents could afford it, but not everybody is in that situation. And why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, having music as part of your life, especially like, learning it, but just being surrounded by music from a young age, it's life changing.
I think maybe also to me personally, having it as a creative outlet helped me a lot through difficult times in general in life. There's a quote that I really love that I keep forgetting who said it. Music washes
Okay.
away from the soul the dust of everyday life. I feel like it can help you get through a lot, and it can help you feel your emotions, and it can be beneficial to everybody, even if it's not for the music itself, even if it's just for the fine motor skills of trying to press on the strings and all that. Even if it's
Yeah.
just that.
I guess it's been proven many times too that music is healing and it helps promote growth, and whether that's in plants or in people. I actually just saw this video of a horse that like headbangs
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
metal. Did you see this?
Yeah, I
I
saw
was
that.
like,
I think the other day.
I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. And this horse is
Yeah,
like
they
in the
tried
stable, like,
playing the
yeah,
horse other music at the session. It wasn't headbanging. And just
yeah, yes. Like they played country music, and the
yeah,
horse turned around and stuff, and I was like, wait,
yeah.
what? It was super funny, but
Mm.
but it's interesting though. But it shows music, no matter what it is. Maybe there's another horse that likes country music, but it
Yeah.
resonates with all beings, right? Music helps to fix your broken heart. It helps to light up your days or soothe you when you're sad or help put you to sleep or energize you, as Dimitri, my son, calls it, having your get up and bro song in the morning. And I'm like, okay, I like that though. And I think mine is truly Happy Boys and Girls by Aqua. Maybe that's embarrassing. Maybe that's not metal enough, but it's true. It's
Who
happy.
cares? Who
And you
cares?
just you just want to jump because it's happy. But yeah, like have you found the same? I mean, I'm sure you have the same for you, that music just soothes your soul.
I have found music to be immensely helpful in my life in general, as a listener, not only as a guitarist. I mean, when I play, helps me express my emotions and feel into how I'm feeling, and maybe go deeper, maybe go lighter, maybe whatever. But when I'm listening to music, I can sometimes, maybe it doesn't really soothe me. Sometimes I put it on to feel the pain, to realize, okay, what is it? What is that thing that's hurting? Let's go deeper. And sometimes it's one song that's like, oh, that hurt. Okay, I'm putting it on repeat. Let's sit
Bring
here
it
and
out.
cry, and let's get it out. Let's see what is this thing. Okay, let's deal with this head on. Let's deal with it head on and see what the hell it is. Okay, or sometimes it's like, okay, I'm not feeling my best. I want to feel a bit better. I'm gonna put something more energizing. Or maybe I'm going to the gym. I want something to get me moving.
Pump you
Or
up.
I want to dance now. I'm gonna put something that makes me move. Or I want to feel calmer. I'm gonna put something that makes me feel calmer. Or I'm already feeling calm. I'm gonna put something to reflect that mood and to
Yeah.
Keep me company through the day. It's kind of like a companion, So sometimes with friends, I feel like when you're talking with them, sometimes you hype each other up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need each other, just a little nudge to get you out of a rut. Sometimes you need
Yeah.
to pour your heart out. And I feel like music does the same.
It's all of those things. It is. It's like a hug. It's like your best friend. I like that, thinking about the song that hits you right in the heart where you go, ugh. Sometimes we're really avoidant of just feeling the shit, feeling the really hard pieces, feeling the pain and
Yes.
like working through it. I love that idea of just putting it on repeat and letting yourself feel it all and to almost like feel the power from it, and
Yeah.
how those feelings, how they shape you and what do they really mean and what do they show you about yourself or about other people or the world. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate to avoiding the difficult feelings and all that and dissociating from them completely and shoving them down. I'm going to deal with it later, but that later never comes. Let's face it, it doesn't really
Mm,
come. Yeah, it's something I feel like I've started doing more recently just to face things head on because otherwise I let myself do stupid things and not realizing that I'm not helping myself and I'm digging myself in a hole in some way that I've not let myself feel a negative emotion because it's
yeah.
scary and it's uncomfortable. And yeah, it is uncomfortable. It sucks, but you've got to face the sucky bit to get through it and learn from it and live your life and be more fulfilled and see, okay, is that situation for me or is it not?
Yep. And that's, God, it's hard. And yeah, yeah, you're totally right. Sometimes it is so much easier just to sweep it under the rug and be like, it's fine. but, but it's like, it's not fine. And then you
Yeah.
have to deal with it. And it's true. The more you put it off, the harder it is to deal with, right? And sometimes the harder it is to work through. And so,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, you have to get brave, face it head on. What is
Yeah,
it?
I mean it's not always you don't always have the time to do that, of course, because life is busy. Sometimes you do have to have the skill to, move on and, check in with yourself later. Maybe let that emotion keep you company through the day, but don't succumb to it. Don't don't dig into it deeper. Um but you've got to leave space for yourself also to just feel the difficulty and to know that it's okay that there's difficulty and it's okay to feel shitty and yeah it's fine.
It's part of our
It
human
sucks but it's
experience.
yeah it's part of it. Yeah, with it, by being aware of all of that and all that's happening, you can also be better with yourself and have even better experiences in general and less sucky ones.
Yeah, we all want less sucky
Yes,
experiences.
I say that I'm not sure it's working, but at least now I feel more aware of some things, So since I've started paying attention, so it's it feels good. It sucks, but it feels good. It feels like hard work that pays off. It feels like
Yes,
there's
and
growth.
basically like instant payoff too on that kind of stuff. It just keeps reminding me, I'm sure that it's my friend Rachel that I also produce her podcast, but if it's not Rachel, sorry to whoever it is, but they keep saying, do it scared. And, you have to do the things sometimes. And even if you're like totally freaking out, just doing it scared, you get through it. And then the next time it gets easier. And the time after that, it gets easier until things become second nature. I think it's kind of like that, working through these problems, recognizing your own patterns. And it's repetition and it's being unafraid or afraid and still doing it just to go head on.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I do have the tendency in general to just push, push for more, push for progress. And I think that's what helps me in being a tutor as well. But, also sometimes you don't have the capacity to push and it's going to be okay. Sometimes when things are half hearted, when things are half seen, when things are maybe not so clear, maybe you don't have the energy to face it head on today, but maybe you will tomorrow. Maybe today you'll face it through the window, but tomorrow you'll open the door. you know. But yeah, just little by little, even if it's not straight away, whatever it is, even if it's not straight away head on, just little by little making progress and going in the right direction, or giving yourself rest because maybe you have pushed and you've pushed a
Yeah,
lot.
it's funny. I was going to say that's the other side of it, is also knowing when it's okay just to take a moment and chill, breathe for a minute. Yeah. And that's the other thing too. We can't just push and expect that we never need to let up even for a second. You can't live like that, right?
You can try, but
I mean, I do try, and then my life is like, no.
Yeah. It's kind of my normal mode of operation is to just, let's get things done. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing the next thing. Yeah. Okay. Tack, 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 okay.
Yeah.
And then
I know.
And then it's like you complete something, and it's not like, oh, well done, you did that thing. No, okay, what's the next thing? But yeah, you gotta stop and see. Sometimes, okay, actually, you know what? I made progress. Let's give some rest. Let's take a rest. Let's take a break. And yeah,
and then you can start planning the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? You can't rest forever.
Exactly.
But still, you know, obviously it's all about balance, but it's so tricky to have balance, I feel like. But I think it cannot be an end goal anyways. It's just you go through life and you adjust and you see.
I think too, when you find your own flow, maybe it's not somebody else's flow, but it's your flow and it works for you, then it's fine. Go and do it as you want to do it.
Don't shrink to fit another person's flow.
Exactly. I guess I think about that too. If you're the same as me, go. That might not be the same as how other people operate. But if it's how you operate, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
As long as you recognize when you do hit your wall and you're like, oh shit, no, I need to take a minute. But
yeah. I feel like I am pushing, but I feel like I have gotten much better at giving myself breaks and having some boundaries on. I'm stopping my work here. I'm not doing any more work now. I am not socializing tonight. No, I am having time for myself. That sort of stuff. I'm not replying to messages after this time. They can wait for tomorrow when I've had my sleep.
Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about that, but when you can set those boundaries, it can be life-changing and stick to them, right? And I mean, everything in life comes with leniency and, circumstances. But when overall you're true and authentic to yourself, then setting those boundaries in place, it changes your life.
Yeah, I feel like it's an important part of self-care and self-respect as well, to set boundaries.
Exactly. Now, so I think about, for myself, I've been really, really picky about who I work with, especially on the booking side of everything that I do, because some people, I just don't want to work with them. I don't think they're a good fit for me. I think I'm probably not the right fit for them. And people will offer large, obscene amounts of money. And I'm like, no, it's not worth giving up your mental health and going against your ethics and your values just to please somebody else, Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to protect what's important to you. Somebody else will work with them.
Yeah.
There's somebody for everybody, whatever. Yeah, you've got to work with the people that are worth it to you.
I guess I think about it too, even you just talking about with your students, right? You're first of all, you charge your worth, which is huge because so many people do not charge their actual worth. So I'm like, yay, Neli, that's a good thing. And exactly, give yourself a pat on the back for knowing your value and understanding it. It's also, if you hit a wall with your students, like you're saying, maybe it's not working, then you part ways and it's fine because it just makes sense for everybody, right? But that's again, it's like finding your flow in everything. It's really cool though that you do that. I've had to fire customers before and all sorts of things, and I've had to say, same as you, I won't reply to business stuff after X o'clock, right?
Yeah,
It,
people usually are like, I don't need to message saying I'm not replying until it's my working hours. It's
yeah,
whatever. It's just I leave it unread, and then tomorrow I'll remember to reply. Whatever, and it's fine. There was only one time that I had an issue, and I stopped teaching the students. They started calling me all sorts of names and all sorts of stuff, and it was a very strong reaction. But like they had prepaid for 10 lessons and they didn't show up for, I don't know how many of their last ones. And I was like, well, what's the point then if you're not showing up? I'm canceling the invoice, because the next invoice for 10 lessons, because I give a discount basically for that. If you prepay 10 lessons,
yeah,
because then it means I need to invoice less often and deal with admin less. But yeah, what's the point then if you're not showing up? There's no point. Even if I'm
yeah,
recording you lessons and you're not watching them, what's the point?
yeah. No, exactly. You're doing them almost a service in that favor, in that way. You're like, you're not showing up. I'm not going to keep charging you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
shouldn't that be like, great? But
We understand each other.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's like that, because most of the time that I've had to fire clients, it's mostly been kids whose parents want to make them wunderkinds, right? So
Aha.
they book them on 1,000 things, and the kids just come tired and they just want to have a break, and they don't have the energy, they don't have the time to practice or anything, and
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, I want to play football, but I don't have time," or something else. I want to do something. I want to play something. Just save yourself some money and all that. I don't really tell them what to do with their money and time. That's on them. But it's like the kid doesn't really want to learn, and they want to have free time and not guitar lessons. So best if we part ways at this
Yeah.
point.
But again, that shows that you're a good teacher because you care. It
Oh
comes through
yeah, I
in
try,
those
but like yeah,
actions, right?
yeah.
Like your values, your morals, it all comes through in doing little acts like that. That's how I take it, at least.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But yeah, I guess it's kind of self-centered in that way as well, because music to me is the tool for expression and a tool for fun. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess I work best with students for whom that is the case as well. They want to have fun with it. They want to express themselves with it. They might want
Yeah.
to take exams, but like graded exams, all that's absolutely fine. I can prepare them for that. But as long as they're having fun, expressing themselves and all that, that's what matters to me. And if it's just a forced thing where you've got to do it, no, that's not what music is about.
No,
Right.
absolutely not. You've been doing a lot of writing too, haven't you, lately?
Yes. So it's kind of funny because a lot of the time I have my various creative outlets. Basically, I also draw just for fun and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes I've had like periods of where it's just pouring out, some stuff. But for the first time ever in my life, I've been writing texts, like a lot of texts. A lot of text. And yeah, it's here, my little notebook. And it's a lot of the time it's word vomit, but a lot of the time it's kind of like poems. Sometimes it rhymes, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's in Bulgarian, sometimes it's in English. I don't know. It's pouring out of me. I don't know what to do with it yet. I've made some song demos with some of the texts, but
Oh.
yeah, I don't know. It's like very rough yet, and I'm not sure what to do with it all, because there's so much text. I'll figure it out at some point. It's like it's wanting to burst out. It's wanting to be let out. It doesn't want to be contained in this little notebook or in myself. It kind of feels like it wants to burst out. Whereas previously it's just been just for myself. When I draw, I'm happy to have it there, even if it's unfinished, finished, unfinished, or whatever. I put it away. It's for
Mhm.
me. It's my thing. It doesn't
Right.
need to be shown anywhere. But this feels like it's bursting to be seen. I gotta figure something out for it.
That's a really cool feeling, though. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. And so the first thing that comes to my mind is taking like everything that you're writing and then combining it with some of your drawings and then putting it into a book into the world. But obviously also in music, you could build, I don't know, some crazy video. I don't know. I can see all these things happening with it. But
exactly, same here. I can see so many things, and some of the drawings have also been relating to the text I've been writing. And sometimes it took somebody asking me, "Oh, so what is this drawing about?" And I was like, "You know what? Actually, I don't know." And then it took me like an evening of thinking and that sort of stuff. I was like, "Actually, I do know. It's a few texts I've written. It's exactly about that. It's exactly about that. It's relating." Like, oh yeah.
that's really, really interesting. So, and it's funny for me because I've always been a writer. That's like my outlet since I could write, basically, right? But I have felt, a little bit like a little bit quiet for a while. But again, over the past little bit, I've been starting to write. And sometimes it's just like a line, and sometimes it's like a bleh. And yes, the vomit draft and everything else. Sometimes it's that. But it's just nice. And the other thing that I don't know if I'm weird, but having notebooks designated for different things, right? I'm saying fuck it. I'm saying notebook that is on hand is the notebook, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like, I've got this one right now, and it doesn't matter. Wait, hold on, because it's cute. Look, he's so cute.
It's so
And
cute.
and it
I
makes
love
me
it.
happy. But if you look in here, there's like podcast notes, there's eBay selling notes, there's a journal entry, there's blogs, there's merch sales, there's notes about our episode. there's all there's there's just all sorts of things, and I am like, and now you just bring the notebook and you can put everything that you need to write down in it, and it doesn't have to be like, this one's a good one and it's only for writing this stuff, and this one's only for business, and this
Yeah.
one's only for, like, I can't do that anymore, because then I go, but this one is sacred. I don't know, it's a little bit.
And then you can't write in it because it's too good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Oh my God, I have actually so many nice notebooks. Ugh. If anybody wants to know what to get me for like my next birthday or Christmas, or just because it's a nice notebook, yay. But
Nice.
yeah,
Good to know.
no, but it makes me happy that you're finding joy in the writing and expressing
Yeah.
yourself in different mediums. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it kind of feels like I'm finding my voice as well. It's kind of like that because I have had difficulty previously just actually, saying what's on my mind, like speaking my truth, just generally putting things clearly into words and all that. It's been tricky for me, and now it's kind of like it's pouring out. It's kind of like this thought that's like, who's gonna stop me? I'm doing this.
Exactly.
It's just that. It's kind of like at the back of, so what? I'm gonna write it. I'm not a writer. Who cares? I'm writing.
If you're writing, then I think you are a writer. But it's like,
I'm not a writer. You heard it here first.
yes, surprise. I don't know. I think I really do think that, though. And yeah, I've had a lot of times where I have felt that I can't put certain things on paper. What will they think? And, what will I think of myself for writing such crazy things out? What does
So
it
what?
matter?
Yeah, write the crazy stuff, and then you look back on it, and it's like, that
You're
was
like,
crazy.
whoa, that was crazy. Or
Yeah,
that was crazy, but it was
but was it?
honest.
Yeah.
And all these kind of things. I think it kind of comes back to that facing your feelings and going through the hard things. And I find I just find it really, really helpful. I think as I'm getting more and more open and honest with my writing, then it's helping me be stronger and more grounded in myself.
yeah, have your center, be yourself, and keep being of your authentic self, and yeah, showing up
Mhm.
like yourself and all
It's
of that.
me.
Yeah, hello. It's
Hello, world. It's true.
me, and it's the whole of me. It's not just the fragments you want to see. It's me. I am here.
Yeah, it is interesting because, yeah, there's a lot of people that you just kind of show the fragments, right? But they don't.
You know, in some settings, you do that, of course. You know, you're not going to go, I don't know, to your accountant and tell them absolutely everything about your life and all that, you know.
No,
But
no, no,
yeah,
of course.
um,
But it's
but yeah.
it's interesting though, because just about bearing your soul. God, we're interesting, and there's so many things that make up who we are, and it doesn't matter who you are. There's so many pieces of the puzzle. I think maybe that's also part of why I just love people too. It's like,
Yeah, it's just everybody is different, right? So many different experiences, so many different thoughts and souls, and love for the world, because everybody has something different that they enjoy and experience, and it's beautiful. It's like going in nature and seeing every time you go, you might go to different forests, but it's not the same forest, right? Every
yes,
time there's a different view, everything is different. It's beautifully unique. It might be very similar. Yeah, it's all trees, it's all paths, whatever, but it's not whatever. It's beautiful.
no, exactly. It's so good. What other kind of like wellness routines do you have?
Oh, I've been also taking better care of my physical health overall,
Mm.
especially since the renovations of the teaching studio have been done, because I was busy with just coordinating all that, and it was just weighing down on me. I didn't feel like I had the capacity to do much more outside of that, time wise or energy wise, I guess. But I guess it wasn't just that. But anyways, and yeah, so I've just been going dancing and to yoga and to the gym and just moving or going out in nature on long walks and all that sort of stuff. And apart from the fact that it gets some of my energy out and it makes me feel better in my body, because it makes me feel my body, and it kind of, when you're moving and when you're doing stuff, you can't be planning too many things and working on on many things, right? So it's kind of like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just existing here, moving and doing stuff, and it's really nice. And I can have just my thoughts running or
Yeah.
not or whatever, anything can surface. So that's been a thing. For wellness, yeah, I've been trying to be better at cooking my meals, but I've got a long way to go with that still. But I'm doing my best. I'll get better. It's getting better little by little. Whatever.
But
I'm working on many
it
things little by
is
little.
good though.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that too. Part of exercise and nature time and everything else for me too is also organizing my thoughts, getting grounded,
Mhm.
mental health. It takes care of everything
Mm.
because yeah, I
Yeah.
also like my workout time and taking that excitable ton of energy and just like kind of reeling it in a little bit, focus mode,
It's also
right?
kind of funny because I go to these things to use up my energy, but the more I go, the more energy I have, because my
Eh,
body gets stronger.
I know.
It's like a vicious cycle, but it's a good vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's the kind I think that you want though. And it
Yeah, yeah,
feels
yeah.
good to feel like energized and feel
Yeah.
like you're thriving and
Mm,
yeah, so good.
yes,
So good.
thriving.
It's true though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that you're like starting to cook more and things like that too.
Yeah, yeah, just
I like to
just self
cook.
care. I like baking mostly. I like making desserts basically most of
Fair.
the time, and then eating the desserts, of course. But it just feels like self care, and just taking the time. Yeah, actually, that's another thing I guess that I've been doing, is just giving myself time to self care. Is that gonna be me cooking? Is that gonna be me tidying and doing some chores? Is that gonna be paying bills? Is it gonna be doing something nice like having a tea and reading a book and whatever? I don't know.
Yeah.
But just giving yourself time to just exist in your space and see what feels like care right now. What will feel nourishing to my body, to my soul right now. Just think about that. Okay. Oh, maybe I've got some creativity to let out. Okay, let's pick up the guitar.
Mm,
Let's do some stuff. Oh, maybe a nice meal would be nice. Okay, let's cook something. Whatever.
yeah.
Basically, letting yourself be. And through that, also, I've been more selective with my time and with the people that I give my time to.
Hmm.
So, I might think, oh yeah, it's gonna be fun to hang out with that person, but I want to take care of myself more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that event might be fun, but you know what's gonna feel better for me right now? It's gonna feel good to take care of myself. I'll see you
Yeah.
another time at another event.
Course.
Yeah.
And yeah, and recognizing when you need that time.
Mm.
I think that's also like a huge step in that journey forward where
Mm.
you can give to yourself and not just to others.
Yeah, because of course socializing is amazing as well. It's just also very easy to overdo it also sometimes and to then end up, oh, I drained myself. Okay, maybe.
And sometimes too with people that aren't maybe always energizing and uplifting for you,
I mean,
right?
not that friends always need to be energizing and uplifting, but
No,
there's gonna be
no.
there's gonna be
No,
a
but you
balance,
know
like
what
we
I
talked
mean.
about. Yeah, yeah, like we talked
Yeah.
about. There's gonna be
Yeah.
a balance of giving and receiving, because sometimes I myself am not feeling too good, and then there's friends you can lean on, and there's friends that lean on you, and that's very
Yes.
wholesome.
And I guess I just think about the people that are constant drains.
Yeah.
Those are the ones maybe we want to socialize a little bit less with,
Yeah,
right?
keep your boundaries with those people and respect your own boundaries and see
Yeah.
see how they treat your boundaries as well. Because sometimes, if you've got to keep thinking about your boundaries and you've got to keep enforcing them and you've got to keep saying no, no, not to that, not to that, not to something else, and then it's just like they keep trying to push them. It's
Yeah.
tiring too, even to uphold your boundaries. So sometimes it's like I give up. I let it go.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's very true. But you are getting more and more amazing as every day passes, I would say.
Thank you. Thanks, Ash. That's very kind. But yeah, going also actually a big thing, all those things that I'm saying, those
Mm.
wouldn't have been accessible to me as thoughts or visible if it wasn't for going to therapy. So that's, I guess, a big thing as a habit that I'm actually doing for wellness. This is probably the biggest thing. So it might not be the biggest time investment that I give or anything like that, but it's the thing having the biggest impact little by little, week by week, year by year.
Every session. Yeah.
Yeah. And exactly, little by little is the way to go because it's long term. And that's how I've little by little built all those little things that, are now contributing to my life.
Yes, everybody should go to therapy. Like literally everybody. We all have something that we could probably go to therapy for.
Yeah, even if it's just a one-off thing, even if it's just like a doctor's appointment, you gotta check up on your mind, see, are you feeling your
Yes.
everything?
That's the thing too, right? Where we're sitting there going, well, if you broke your leg, you would go to the doctor.
Mm.
You know, if
Mhm.
things don't feel quite right in your head, go to the doctor. Go for therapy. Meet a counselor. Do whatever,
Yeah.
right? You just have to take care of that mental as well as you take care of your physical, and then life just starts to flow.
Yeah, and then you can see your wants better and who you are and all that, and fulfill yourself.
Major fulfillment. Well, if you had one piece of advice for people getting into the guitar world in any aspect, what would it be?
One piece of advice that's very, very tricky. One piece of advice that would serve everybody who's getting into the guitar world. You know what? It's gonna tie in a bit to what we talked about right now. That's on my mind, I guess. Pay attention to what you want. What do you want out of your guitar journey? Think about that and follow that, because you can achieve it by yourself. You can achieve it with a tutor. You can find the right instrument for yourself. You can find the right music to play. You can find your right goal, but just think about it, and it's gonna change. No, but just think about what do you want out of your guitar journey? Because in a lot of my students and in my own guitar journey, it's a lot of the time there's been outside expectations and thoughts that have kind of hindered or made me feel less or made my students feel like they can't achieve something. And then they've come to me and then it's like, oh yeah, I can do that because now I'm doing the stuff that I want. That's,
Yeah.
in the first lesson I had them, what music do you listen to? What do you want? Basically, it's because that's actually the most important thing. What do you want from your guitar
Yeah.
training? Think about that. I know it's not very practical. It's not very,
It is, though. It is
hmm,
because, like you say, and that
it's
could be
mindful.
applied to anything. It
Yeah.
can be applied to anything, right? When you think about what you want out of whatever that you're doing,
Mm.
um, it kind of gives you, even if it's not a clear path, it gives you a little path of like,
Gives you
yes,
direction.
the destination is there and we'll get there.
Yeah. Be aligned with your goals. Because
Yes.
there's thousand ways to learn, to write, to play. And there's
Mm-hmm.
thousand courses for that and videos on YouTube and blog articles and whatnot and I mean, more than 1,000, definitely tutors and whatnot. More than 1,000
Yeah.
of all those things, thousands of guitars, thousands of gear, and everything is very personal to everyone. So exactly the one thing is pay attention to what you want.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Nelly, if people want to find you online, where's the best place to go?
I think that I'm most active on Instagram. So that's Neli Music with a double C,
Okay.
Neli Music with double C.
Okay.
Otherwise, it can be also on my website, nelimusic.com.
Perfect. And we'll put all the links in the show notes. Thank you again so much for being here today, Nelly. It's been so much fun.
Thanks for having me. It's been so much fun to yap and to just
That's what we're
chat
good
about
at.
those things. Turns out.
Yapping is the way of life.
It's
Well,
been
we'll
nice
see you
talking to you. I
very
really enjoyed it.
soon. Thanks so much for joining us on the Healthy Metal Hippie podcast. For more ways to connect, go to www.healthymetalhippie.com.